right, so it's time to write a book. I don't know if it's something you've ever thought about doing, but I have got a formula in a way that I do that I think it's going to help you. Even if you don't have the reMarkable tablet, it's okay. I'm going to go over what I do and how I do it, just so you can kind of understand the concepts. If you don't know me, my name is JB Glossinger. I'm known as the Morning Coach. We have a social community now. We just launched that called MorningCoach Purpose. I also have done a CoachCast every single day, almost 4,000 episodes now, keeping people motivated in the morning. So I've got a pretty unique business, and I started this YouTube channel 12 years ago just to put some videos up. But over the last month or so, I've been really putting out some good ideas and thoughts using the reMarkable tablet, and it's really kind of taken the channel off, which is great. And I appreciate you reviewing, liking, subscribing, all that stuff to the videos, because it helps me produce more content, and it motivates me, you know, when we get those likes and those shares. But what I want to talk about today is writing a book. So for me, I have worked with Hay House as a publisher. I've also self-published. Both of those have their goods and bads. Working with a publisher is great. I mean, I love my relationship with Hay House. They're an awesome company. They've got my book out in the bookstores, The Sacred Six. It was really a great relationship. I love working with them. The next book that I'm doing, as I look up to my board, I'm planning a book on productivity called The Chainsaw versus the Scalpel, and really showing you how to get more things done and accomplish more things in your life. And in order to do that, according to my goal, I've got to get that done by October 1st, 2020. Now, will I publish it? I don't know. It depends. I may use Amazon, and we'll go through that. I'll share some of the things that I do, and I may go with my traditional publisher if I send it in, but we'll see. Right now, I'm leaning more towards just publishing myself, because I have a big list of people, and we have a big group that will purchase the book, and I don't really need a publisher. So I'll get into that with another video. Today really is about writing the book. So today is day one, okay? So what do I do? Well, the first thing that I do, well, let's give the concept of writing the book. Basically, a book, what we want is about 60,000 words. And as I grab my last book over here, this is The Sacred Six. The Sacred Six, this is 60,000 words. And basically, this is a great format for a nonfiction book, is what we're talking about today, because about 10 to 12 chapters. This one, I believe, 10 chapters. And what it does is it gives the reader the ability to sit down in one or two readings. It's a good audio book size, about 8 to 10 hours. And it's just a real target spot if you're a writer. So 60,000 words, that's the first thing I want you to think about. How do we get 60,000 words? Well, the next step is we need to get our chapters. So what I do is I take my reMarkable tablet, and the first note that I do is I create a notebook. And I don't really need to show you this. It's pretty simple. It's just I create a notebook in reMarkable that says books. I have a file that says books. And then within the file, I have the book, you know, the books that I'm working on. And so this book happens to be the Chainsaw book. We'll just call it the Chainsaw book. And so in there, I have a folder. And in there, the first notebook that I have in there is called the outline. And the outline is the most critical component to this formula. In order to write a book in a couple months, you've got to have a really solid outline. So what I do, and this is the real secret here, is that I take 10 chapters and I take 10 stories. And those 10 stories then in turn become the book, right? So in my first notebook is the outline. Then each chapter has an outline. So that way, or each chapter, I'm sorry, has a notebook. So I can just make notes, handwritten notes in the reMarkable. So when I'm sitting in front of the TV, I'll just go, oh, chapter 1, that's good. I can put that in there. Chapter 2, I can put that in there. And so this is where my handwriting notes are. So I have the outline of the book, and that's a story. And just to break that down, it's a story. And I'm looking at 6,000 words, 10 chapters, 6,000 words. Some will drop lower, some will drop higher, right? It'll be in that range. But that'll give me a good book, and then I have an introduction and conclusion. So I outline my 10 stories. So that's the step one. That's where I'm in this phase one right now, is outlining it. Phase two then is I go into Google Suite, and then within in Google Suite, and I'll show you this on the computer, I go to Google Keep, and I make a Post-it note. And on that Post-it note, then I create a link to the files. And those files then are the files for each chapter. And that's where I dump in all my stuff. I write on Google Documents, right? So that's the first step, is I write on Google Documents. It's cross-platform. I do write on my Google Pixel. I love the keyboard on here. The Google Pixel is my Google Pixel Go. I just love the keyboard, so I use Google Documents. This is pretty much a writing computer. That's what it's for. I do like the Apple Mac wireless keyboard. I do like this keyboard. It feels pretty good on my hands. But I do like the Google Pixel Go because when I'm out, I can do it. So I'm using Google Documents. I may pick up the Apple wireless keyboard. I've heard a lot about that because I do use my iPad for a lot of things. But at the end of the day, with the writing of this, it's going to be on the Google Pixel Book. So again, going back to the file system, in my Google Keep, right at the top, I have a Post-it note, and then I click that, and it takes me right into my folder that allows me to have my chapter 1 through 10 or 12, however many chapters I've got, and then I can dump in articles into the drive. I can dump in notes, anything that I want. My handwritten notes I can save as PDFs and then bring them into Google. That's my workflow, and it really helps me organize the whole structure of the book. I know some people use OneNote and other techniques, but for me, this is how I do it. And I'm actually showing you because I'm literally getting ready to write this book, and you'll see the process, and I'll document it here on YouTube so you can kind of vloggy, but just like real life stuff. I think somebody out there could use this to really go, man, I could write a book and I can do it. If JB can do it, I can do it. So step one, you don't need a reMarkable. You need an outline. My writing coach, Kelly Notaris, who is the best in the business, I really believe, that's the thing she talks about more than anything, is get that outline in place. So once the outline's in place, we're looking at 60,000 words. I personally like to write 1,000 words a day. So if you think about 1,000 words a day, I can usually do it in half an hour to an hour. 1,000 words a day, that's 60 days. You're going to have a pretty rough book at that point. I will tell you that you build the book. You don't write the book. Once I get it done, then it goes to edit. My editors do use Google Documents. They used to use Word back in the day, but then now they use Google Documents. And basically what we do is then we go to edit, and then we go to, there's two types of edits, okay? There's the content edit, which is really where the book gets chopped up, and that's where we build it. And then there's a copy edit. And I don't think everybody knows that. And from a professional writing standpoint, a lot of people believe that it's just, my monitor's just turned off, so it got a little dark, that you just write and then you send it to copy edit. No, you got to go through content edit. By the way, on writing, just so you know, there's a couple things that I do. One, on writing, you should listen to that book by Stephen King or read that book. That would help you tremendously. I believe you should listen to it. But number two, I just write. I don't like to edit when I write. I think that slows you down. I'm trying to get 1,000, 2,000 words. Remember the chainsaw? I pay people to edit, okay? Those are the people that come in and help me structure the content and then get the book ready to go. So again, back to the basics in writing a book, right? We're going to write the book using the reMarkable. The reMarkable is for stage 1 and notes. If you do not have a reMarkable and you're waiting for reMarkable 2, you could use a Rocketbook, you could use a notepad, you can use Google Document. I don't care, but you need a place where your notes are going to meet. For me, again, when you write with your hand, you're writing with your heart. When you type, you're writing with your head. So for me, writing on the reMarkable is like writing with my heart. And that's why I do all my notes by hand. And I don't do the trans to text either. I don't transfer to text. My writing, my typing into the computer is all done into Google Documents, and that's how it works. So I use a two-pronged system. One is reMarkable, getting everything organized. Part 2 is the Google Suite and just getting that Google Keep, so I can just go there and click, and I know where everything is, and it makes it work really, really easy. And that Google Keep, just so you know, is kind of like an index. It's like a file folder. It's like the top level. And let's say I got to go to chapter 2. I just click a button, and it takes me to chapter 2 because it's just quick, and it just works. So then I get in chapter 2, and within chapter 2, I have the actual document itself, and then any notes that I need for the book, and that really makes it work. So this week, right now, what I'm doing is building up that system. I've got my reMarkable all set up. I've got my outline in place. I've actually got 3 chapters put together already. And then now I'm setting up the Google Keep and the Google Documents. That's what I'm setting up all this week. So next week I can start typing. And by the end of next week, I'll have 5,000, 6,000 words. Basically, I'll have a chapter pretty much complete after 5 days. And then what I try to do, again, you kind of see the philosophy, is a chapter a week. A chapter a week is about 6,000 words. After 10 weeks, I've got a pretty strong book. I can send it to edit in October, make sure the content's good, go back and forth, rewrite, do what we need to do, go back, send it to another content editor, go back, work it through, and then I send it to my copy editor, who will then check all the grammar, make sure everything's okay, and then we're ready for print, okay, or ebook or audio that I'll record or any of that. But that's how we do it. That's how we put a book together. That's how I personally do it, and it allows me to get a book done very quick, very efficiently, and very fast. I'm using specific tools. These tools have worked for me. Google has worked for me. These are productivity things that allow me to get a lot of things done in a very short amount of time. I'm planning a few books. This is a new book that I'm putting together rather quickly. It may end up 40,000 words. It may end up 100,000 words. But right now, you're getting to see behind the scenes of how I organize and structure my books and how I get them done a little more quickly than most people who kind of sit on them for years and years and years. It's all about productivity with me. It's all about getting things done and being able to go off and do the things that I want to do. It's why I'm doing these YouTube videos. I love it. They're quick, they're fast, but hopefully you're learning from me and giving you some ideas on how I'm able to build a really unique business and a unique life using these different types of tools. Okay, so as always, we'll be bringing you more reviews and ideas and thoughts. I'll keep rocking and rolling here. If you can do me a favor and click that subscribe button and hit that alert, you don't want to miss. You never know when I'm going to put out something that can really change your life. And make sure you subscribe. Love to hear your comments below. How do you write your books? Have you ever thought about writing a book? Does this help you? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll keep having some fun right here on the Morning Coach channel. All right, so thanks for watching. Until the next one, go have a great one. I'm going to get this book outlined because it's time to get it together. And I will keep you updated on the progress. And if there's something that gets in the way, I'll kind of show you. And what I'll do is, as we build this out over the next few months, I'll let you into the system a little bit so you can see more and more as it develops and it evolves over the next 60 to 90 days. All right, thanks for watching. Until the next one, I'll see everybody later.